So then, we're now at the final stage of the semi-finals. Akina versus Michiru. How was it? Well, it was an average episode. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downson. Today we're talking all things episode 11 of the Cardfight Vanguard Divinez Deluxe Finals. And yep, it was an okay episode. It suffered from a lack of build-up and hype between the two characters, but outside the fight, we did get given some fun lore, so let's start there. Now, we know from previous episodes that Ruka and Michiru were the top two within Group D of the knockout stages, but now we learned that Haruna was also a part of Group D. So at least we know another strong competitor was also invited to that stage. So then it just leaves the question mark of who was the fourth participant. After all, they would have definitely needed to replace the non-showing Toya, because we know what happened with his situation. I wonder if they would still reveal who that was. Now then, seeing the Queen Sophie Bell return was a pleasant surprise as well, and I loved her grin when she was thinking about Laika messaging her after his defeat. And in general, it was nice seeing her back because I genuinely love this character. Her personality just always wins me over, and yeah, her actions are just, I love it. I do wonder though if she will meet Laika at some point and if they will have an interaction or a talk on screen. I think it'd be really cool to see, so I'm hoping for that in the next few episodes. And speaking of character interactions, we do get another cute Now and Akina moment before this fight does begin. It's wholesome stuff really, but it's just them cheering each other on and just making sure that Akina's okay going into this big matchup. Now then, the match itself turned into a pure and simple display of two fighters expressing their love and passion for the game. And yes, this was nice, and I get it. They already had Erika showcasing some personal development in her fight against Ruka, so that build-up kind of makes sense, and in theory, they do not want to copy and paste the other fights. So they adopted to showcase Akina growing as a fighter thanks to his battle with Yu. So we had one semi-finals kind of focusing on a character developing personally, and we've got another one showcasing their card game development. Now, one thing I didn't really enjoy was the fact that it seemed like Akina overcame Michiru relatively easily, especially when you consider the amount of hype and overpowered sort of status that Michiru has been given throughout the series. You could always look at this though as showing Akina becoming smart and skilled since his journey has started. Now, on the topic of Akina, it was nice seeing how he came to his answer for playing just for the enjoyment and love of the game. After all, ever since he picked up his first Raziel card, he's been playing for the likes of somebody else, or for a reason, or to save someone. And this whole tournament has just been a breath of fresh air for him, as it's allowed him to see all these other fights and fighters and experience fighting without the world being at risk. It's calm, it's relaxed, it's steady, it's enjoyment, it's happy, it's expressive. It's not a risk that's going to determine the fate of the world. Now, for Michiru's character, it was very heartwarming to hear the words at the end of his fight. Him saying that the future is here, telling us that he no longer wants to return to that cyberspace as he realized that there is more fun to be had in the real world with his friends. Michiru wants a future here, so that, in a way, this tournament made him realize that, as it helped him to see things more clearly, and had he won the whole thing, I believe that this reaction would not have occurred, and he would try to return to that cyberspace once more to keep searching for the ultimate fight. So him losing here does make sense for his growth, but again, I do think it should have been a bit more of a struggle for Akina, and I do believe there should have been more build-up and hype for this, because before this, we only had that very tiny interaction with Kagetsu, Akina, and Michiru, and that was it. They had no other dialogue towards each other, that being Akina and Michiru, and since then. So they should have built up this fight a bit more, in my opinion. Seeing Akina's dad appearing at the end though was a bit wild, as he's about to have some crazy interactions and thoughts regarding Erika. Now, I think this excites me more than seeing the two siblings fight again, because if I'm honest with you, going into the final episode, I'm not exactly hyped to see this brother versus sister match again. It will be nice to see it once more without it having some like dramatic stakes involved, so I do kind of have some curiosity to see how they're going to tackle this. At the same time, let's keep moving forward. Overall, this was an okay episode that did leave me feeling like more could have been given, especially again with the build-up. But is it weird that we have some semi-final matches that aren't actually two-parter episodes? Like, I love the filler sort of character building episodes we had in the middle of the arc, but at the same time, it feels like we're going through these final matches really quickly. The animation was amazing throughout. Again, we have Michiru looking like a K-pop idol whenever he shows his eyes and is doing his something animations. Looks really fun. No issues with the animation whatsoever. Honestly, I did prefer the Ruka versus Erika match more than this one though. So let me know your thoughts on this episode overall, and are you excited for the second sibling showdown? Let me know in the comments below, hit like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, alligator, matane, goodbye.